Kia ora and welcome to another episode of the Cricketers Network. And as you can see, if you're watching this and not listening to it, we're on the road. This behind me is Tauranga harbour, sitting on a deck outside, it's fancy a hotel as you can get in Tauranga. And we are the night before the Black Clash. Now, for the uninitiated, the Black Clash is a exhibition T20 game where Team Rugby take on Team Cricket. And we're here the day before the Black Clash, and we thought we'd take the opportunity to come down here and talk to some of Team Cricket. We would have talked to some of Team Rugby, except they're not here yet, which means they're not as serious about this game, clearly, as the Cricketers, who don't want to lose to a bunch of rugby players. So over the next 30-40 minutes, maybe slightly longer, don't know, we haven't recorded some of the interviews yet. We're going to be talking to some of the stars of Team Cricket. Yes, you are, like Lou Vincent, right here. We're going to be talking to Lou Vincent.
They want a model?
Yeah.
Good looking?
Yeah, that's right.
So that's me.
That's you, is it?
Yeah, they're desperate.
Yeah. So that's good. We weren't sure he was going to do it. Looks like he is. Also, Grant Elliot, Hamish Marshall, Nathan McCullum. That's going to be your episode. So stick around. Also, like and subscribe if you haven't already done that. And here's our first one. Let's start with Hamish Marshall. Okay, look who I've got right here in this beautiful setting with over 70 games for his country to his name, including a couple of Test hundreds, playing his 8th Black Clash. It's Hamish Marshall. Welcome to the Cricketers Network.
Cheers. Nice to be here in Tauranga and sitting here on the wharf.
Yeah, it could be worse, eh? I mean, I think this is generally kind of how the English cricket team prepare for an actual game, isn't it?
This few beers, a bit of golf. Yeah. Oh, geez. If only you could win the Ashes and play like that and celebrate and be out on the golf course as often as they were, that'd be great.
Now, 8 of these you've done now. How long, as you've got older, and I'm not having a go, I'm getting older too, how long's the recovery now after sort of 3 days of partying?
It gets tougher. Each year, I remember the first few years, excitement levels were right up there because of just the whole concept and getting involved, but then also you having a good catch up with your mates and a few late nights, but now still the same excitement, but then the dauntingness of just that the day after when you've got to get over a few beers. But anyway, we manage it. Yeah, I mean,
you've kept, you haven't blown out like a lot of professional cricketers do. You've kept your fitness. Is it something you've strived to do, or is it just genes?
I don't know if I've kept my fitness. This shirt might be flattering. I certainly have put on a bit of weight, that's for sure. But I guess I've always been reasonably trim, but now that I do bugger all, the old body is starting to push out a little bit, and my partner, she gets into me a little bit about it. Well,
does she?
No, she actually doesn't, but she's very fit and keeps fit, and I sometimes think I probably should chase her and follow her along the streets.
Right, so whenever she's doing another 15k run, you feel like she's rubbing it in your face?
Oh, when you're lying in bed and she's about to go and train for a marathon, you're thinking, maybe I should probably get out of bed here. Yeah.
Well, look, the great thing about the Black Clash is when you watch it on TV, you do see these old cricketers who were at the peak of their fitness when you saw them playing for New Zealand, and then you can judge them, as to how they look now.
Yeah, correct.
There's not much difference with you, but we shall see with the others. So the Black Clash either played here in Tauranga or at the Mount, or in Christchurch. I think there was one at McLean Park, but where do you prefer?
Oh, look, they're both awesome. I mean, originally we started in Christchurch, and probably one of the most fun. I remember, I don't know if you were there, but Spicy had one of those lock-in court sessions.
Yes, yep.
Spicy did that, and it was one of the funnest sort of hours I've had. It was enjoyable, and I think the concept was new, and everyone was really, really excited. And then it came here. I know we had the one in Napier, and then it came here. Here's been awesome. It's a real party atmosphere here. Everyone gets into it. And I think that's sort of the difference. When we played, it was business, it was work. Here you can sort of relax a little bit more in these games, but you still have the atmosphere of the crowd in a different way. And it's like the tennis, you've got those tables around the boundary, and I think they just do it really well. I guess that's what Juco do. They promote and do things really well.
Yeah, they are good at that. Now, you played in the first ever T20 International.
Yes.
Now, that was sort of a similar vibe to this, kind of an exhibition match, had a kind of feeling of fun to it. You know, I guess you didn't think it was going to turn into the gigantic professional multi-billion-dollar beast that it is now. I mean, you're teasing your hair up into an afro, you know, you're wearing the beige and everything. Yeah, I mean, what was that like?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, no one probably did know. Some might have had an inkling, but at the time, to be able to muck around with the game at that time, we were probably in a unique position where you could, and then it did morph into this beast. And so now it has got a lot more serious. But then, you know, you watch like the Ashes and you see there's still characters in the game. You know, like Travis Head's still a character in the game. So the game still has characters. And I know at that time everyone was mucking around, but I think the game still has room for that sort of person who's happy to just put themselves out there. I mean, Lou Vincent said this weekend, he's great at putting himself out there. It's not my sort of thing because I'm just too nervous doing it, and I sort of admire people who have the courage to do that. But you know, the game has changed. 2020 has really it's put itself out there to different people as well. So even the young love it, but then some of the old traditionalists probably aren't as big a fan, which is fine. I still love Test cricket; it's still my favourite. But you know, probably more women go into the game because of it, or have seen it, and it's only lasts for 3 hours, not 5 days.
Yeah, it's a weird thing, isn't it? Cricket will always have that thing to non-cricket people that it's 5 days.
Yeah.
Like if you're in America and you bring up cricket, they go, "Doesn't that take 5 days?" It's like, well, yeah, but it can also take 3 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you look at the Ashes and you see like the Barmy Army. They're doing they want 5 days. The game finishes in 2 and they're absolutely livid, right? Because they just want to sit and watch cricket for 5 days. And I guess that's the beauty of a game that does that. There's not, I mean, golf's another one, 4 days, but the longer, people who are real passionate and purists, they just want that longer version,
Yeah.
More time off work, more time away.
So one more question about the first ever T20 International versus Australia. You tease your hair up like an afro. Everyone else grew moustaches.
Yeah.
Did you have the moustache, or did you go the afro because you couldn't grow a moustache?
Correct.
Oh.
The latter. I confided in Kenzie. I said, "Mate, listen, I can't grow facial hair. I'm just, what do I do?" He goes, "Well, you got to do something." I said, "Well, I can tease my hair up."
Yeah.
And he said, "You're doing that." And I was like, "Oh, jeez." And I was like, "Oh, do I really want to?" It worked out all right in the end, but he was like, "You're definitely doing it." So anyway, we did it. Went with that.
Oh, good. There's a seagull heckling us, which sounds like an Australian sledging.
Yeah, good.
I've got a nerdy cricket question for you now. 2 Test centuries. One you must be very proud of. Probably both of them. The Test cricket's called Test for a reason, but 146 versus Australia. McGrath, Warne, Gillespie, Lee, Kasparovich.
Yeah.
I mean, what a great attack that is.
Yeah.
Also, you got 100 in a losing side, so is that smugness that comes with that?
Yeah.
Any memories from that particular game? I remember it quite well. 2005, I think.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I certainly remember it really well. I mean, because it was one of my fondest memories. Naturally, when you do something all your life and you want to play for your country, and then to get 100 in a test is something you always want to do. So remember it fondly. I remember it was the first time I batted up the order for New Zealand. I'd had 2 tests before that, and I was down the order a bit, which was fair, and there was an opportunity. And it just sort of one of those days, I guess, you look back and you can't remember what you're thinking of. It just sort of clicked. Fairness, it was an amazing wicket, really batter-friendly wicket.
Okay.
So
we won the toss and batted?
Actually, I don't know who won the toss, but either way, it was a wonderful batting wicket.
Yeah.
Warne bowled and didn't get a heap of turn, but it was actually a wonderful batting wicket. So the whole game, it just went through and got to the end of the day, and obviously made the 100 towards the end of the day. And you still now gives me goosebumps because it was an amazing feeling. You know, it was pretty cool. But,
so you were not out at the end of day one, and you got, I think, 146.
Yeah, so carried on the next day. A little bit.
Now this is getting really nerdy.
Yeah.
You were bowled by Warne.
I was.
What ball was it? Just a standard leggy, or did you get it with a flipper?
No, it was a standard leggy. He came around the wicket, and I stood, and it must be trying to hit the rough, and I actually stood, took my stance and stepped right outside leg to just sort of defend it or work it, because it bounced that far outside leg, and it just must have hit the foothold and went between my legs and hit my stumps. I look back at the ball and I go, crikey, actually, if you do ever get a chance to Google it, you go, geez, that's not a bad seed, but when you're in 140, you don't expect to get a ball like that. So it's a bit gutted, but anyway, it was an awesome ball. And sometimes when he's one of the greats gets you out, it's actually not the end of the world.
Yeah, you don't mind that, eh? H. Marshall, 146 bowled ball, and it looks
Never
pretty
going to
good.
be a great, so when a great gets you out, just savour that moment.
Especially with 140 on the board. All right, so we spoke briefly just then about sledging. Do you get into the team rugby during the Black Clash a little bit?
Not really. Again, the Spicy, he's a good mate of mine.
Okay.
So Spicy and he got me out a few times and then started to rib me quite a bit. So we just have a little bit of banter. He's a good mate and it's all good, nice and friendly. No, I think it's not that. That's not how we play it in this game. It's more a bit of banter, although it is competitive. I know when you're out there, the rugby boys are really keen to get stuck into you.
What I've learned being around professional sportsmen, as a non-professional sportsman, you know, my whole adult life, you can't switch it off.
Yeah.
There is no, it's just a fun game. And I think particularly the rugby guys, they can't switch it off.
You never lose that. You're always keen to win. Even you might play it down a bit, but deep down you still want to get a win.
Do you know where you're batting? Will you bowl?
I don't actually. I've been lucky that I've been thrown at the very top for most of the last sort of 5 or 6 games, which is the best place to bat. So I'll be in the captain's ear trying to get back into that position. But with Jesse Ryder and Lou Vincent here, it'll be a hard push, but we'll see.
Oh, I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing all of you, but it'd be great to see Jesse Ryder back with Willow in hand, right?
Yeah, I think it's exciting. I mean, obviously he was one of the rock stars when he played. It'd bring people to the game to watch Jesse.
Yeah.
So it's great that he is here. Yeah.
Well, Hamish, thanks so much for coming on the Cricketers Network. I wish you all the best for tomorrow.
Yeah, sweet.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
Champion.
Cheers.
Thank you.
What a pleasure it is, with over 100 games for his country of choice, is what I'm going to call it. Otherwise known as the Hairy Jav, but to us he's always Grant Elliot. Grant, welcome to the Cricketers Network.
Thanks, Ben. First time debut. Nice to be here.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're so heavily involved with cricket still, aren't you? I mean, commentary, the Black Clash, is that it?
I was waiting for you to say, you said so heavily, and I was waiting for the list. I was on the board of Cricket Wellington a while ago, but yeah, I guess commentary keeps me close to the game. I really enjoy that, and I think it's important to find something that keeps you engaged in the game. You know, we play the game as professionals for 20 odd years if we're lucky enough, and you finish and you go, well, what am I going to do now? So I think to totally just throw it away. And fortunately you've got two boys, one of them plays basketball but one of them plays cricket, so I find myself umpiring in 35-degree heat in Havelock North just recently, so that's always fun. But like, it is great to go back to that grassroots, watch the kids, like how much they enjoy the game and how much they fizz for it, because yeah, that's where we all started.
Umpiring kids cricket, if you get it wrong, you're Grant Elliot. You know, are people having a real go at you? I mean, anyone who's done any reffing or umpiring of their kids' sports know you're under the scrutiny more than anything.
I don't think it's the umpiring, because I think you're going to get that wrong anyway a lot of the time. But I think it's, you know, recently, and well played Cornwall, they had our team 7 for 7. And I reckon the parents on the sideline, I can just imagine the conversations. They're like, oh, you know, I wonder what he's doing with the batting team, you know, like, what is he coaching them? Like, I haven't had much to do with the team, but, you know, I can imagine being scrutinised, as in the parents think that when you turn up as an ex-cricketer that you're going to turn their kid into, you know, the polished product. And that's not the case. It takes a while. This is a tough game.
Yeah, you might be Grant Elliot, but you're not a miracle worker.
No, you know, you can only work with what you've got.
Oh, that's good though, that you're continuing to be involved in the game in that way. You said you were on the board of Cricket Wellington. Is cricket politics like the death of the love of the game?
Yeah, I mean, I'm no longer on the board, but I was a while back, I think maybe 3 years back now. I think that it's in such an interesting place. Like, I'd love to be on the board in governance for New Zealand cricket, because I think just listening to how they're trying to get through the myriad of problems that, you know, are engulfing cricket at the moment, I think it's such a hard landscape to navigate around as execs in the game. And, you know, New Zealand cricket, West Indies cricket, all the
small
nations,
guys,
the small guys, the nations on the outer, I would love to be privy to those conversations and how we can recover it, because my passion is, and the reason why I love cricket was because I wanted to play for my country. And I know people are probably saying, yeah, well, that's South Africa, isn't it?
No, that's why I say country of choice. That's you chose to play for us, and that's better than most people who kind of have to play for our country, right?
Yeah, well, like I left South Africa, and it just so happened, yes, I wanted to play for South Africa when I grew up, and I had, I watched my first World Cup. It was the 92 World Cup, and I stayed at home and I watched the first game, Australia versus South Africa, and I watched Alan Donald run in, and Brian Aldridge not give Marsh out first ball nicked off because he said he was just too quick. He was looking at the foot, and even though
didn't look up.
It was too quick and he missed the no ball. But that was a time where I watched that and I saw Martin Crowe's 100 at Eden Park, and unfortunately New Zealand lost that game to Pakistan, which was the semi-final. And I fell in love with cricket, and I was like, I want to play international cricket, and then came to New Zealand, played international cricket. And I think international cricket carries a really special place in our hearts because there's belonging.
Yeah.
And if you've got belonging, you do have something invested in the game. Whereas I see someone kiss the badge of, I don't know, you name it, one of these franchise teams, and come on, you're not living in that city. You don't have a passion. It's different. International cricket carries emotion, and I think that's what makes sport special. And when you see, like, India won the T20 World Cup, and you saw the ticker tape parade they had in Mumbai, like, incredible. So it's still alive, but how do we revive it? Because that's what makes cricket special. That's what makes you want to play, is that patriotism. I think it's very difficult to grow up going, I want to play for that team over there in another country, a franchise team. I think you're purely doing it for the money.
Yeah, no doubt. I guess then it's more of an entertainment product, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And it's more individualistic, whereas I think you're actually playing as a collective. When you're playing for New Zealand, you're playing as a collective. How can we bring it back to that? I would love to see cricket come back to that. I'm not confident. I think it will become an entertainment product. And maybe there will be the odd international here and there in the future.
Sure. Well, all that said, you're playing in a T20 game tomorrow.
Our own franchise.
Which is purely an entertainment product.
Yeah.
Cricket versus rugby. Did you play any rugby growing up? Because South Africa is obviously a rugby country as well.
I did. My nickname was Broken Pencil. They had a move. Well, it was pencil, but they had this move where they would skip first centre and second centre straight to me at fullback, cutting the line. But I didn't only cut the line every now and then. But normally I'd catch the ball up there and someone would just hit me in the solar plexus, and then they'd call that the broken pencil move. But I captained the first 15 for my school.
Okay.
And we used to play against some real Afrikaans schools. So AB de Villiers played for Affies and Faf du Plessis. The Afrikaans Hoër School was like very Afrikaans school in Pretoria. And our first game, I remember giving the speech to the guys, and you have to believe you're going to win, right?
Yeah.
We lost 96-5. That absolutely. Like these guys.
96-5.
Yeah. No, well, when
Tell me you were the 5.
I was actually.
Were you?
Scored the try, yeah. But these guys, when they grow up, the Afrikaans South Africans, they come out of the womb, they're given a leather rugby ball and a Springbok jersey.
Yeah, right.
And they're playing barefoot rugby, up until the age of 11, and then they go into play. Whereas we're playing football, we're playing soccer.
Yeah.
Let's play soccer, and then we'll go and play rugby when we're 14.
Yeah.
These boys,
When you've got some meat on your bones.
they hit us hard, really hard. So, but it was great, like playing lots of different sports. I think, any parents that want to try and encourage their child to play sports at a professional level, I think every sport adds to, the tapestry of what you need and that sport to your choice eventually.
Now, cricket fans will know you as probably, for New Zealand, a one-day player. You're a great one-day player. But this is T20. You played a few games of T20 for New Zealand, but it was kind of towards the end of your career. Do you like it as a format?
Yeah, I love T20. I think it's fast, it's good. Played a few T10s, and especially at my age now, like you don't really want to be out there for longer than 20 overs. Yeah, it's a great format. I think that maybe the predictability of it, you know.
Yeah, it's the early wickets, you know, 3 early wickets and the game's over sort of thing, right?
Yeah, sometimes, but I think that they're trying to change it now with, you know, a floating batter or a replacement batter that comes in. And I think the first Black Clash they had, or no, it wasn't the Black Clash, it was actually the Shane Warne game that they had.
Oh, yep.
They had the Stig who came on.
Stig came on, that's right.
It was Andy Mackay. It took his helmet off.
Yeah, Wellington fast bowler.
So that was almost the start of like a replacement player, like coming in,
right.
impact player. And I think that those sorts of things will probably come into the game. We're seeing this year, in fact, more retirements of batters than we've ever seen. And I like that. Like I thought this has to happen because your role as opening batter is probably to get through the first 6 overs, bash it. But normally they're not good at, you know, rotating the strike. So if you can retire a player and get someone in, you know, who can just give it a wallop during that stage where there's a good matchup, then why not? So we're seeing...
Kieran Reid did this to me in a charity match. I was 14 off 13.
Yeah.
No, not fast enough, mate. You're off.
Well, you were batting for your average, though. That's what I heard. I heard Kieran.
No, look, there were wickets tumbling around me, Grant. Okay, I held the innings together.
Okay, well, that's not what he said. He said you were looking after your average, so you had to bin you.
I just don't think it's my format. Only 50 overs, at least. All right, now I understand you're carrying an injury into this game, though.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago, I blew my calf out, I reckon, on the treadmill, trying to get ready
on the
for
treadmill?
Yeah. Why does everyone say that? Does no one run on the treadmill anymore?
Are you the same age as me? I'm 45.
Yeah, 46.
Yeah. I mean, at our age, when you're blowing your calf out on a treadmill, then you're really showing your age.
I ramped it. I ramped up pretty quickly. It was sort of going at 17.5 Ks.
Yeah.
But
I'm just saying it's not as sexy an injury as you used to get.
No, it's not. But I always used to get calf injuries at pre-season, and I'll make this is my pre-season. So I've nurtured it over the last 2 weeks, and I think I'm going to be all right. But I probably won't be off the long run.
Oh, really?
There's much difference.
What is your long run? Six steps?
No, I've got a short run of 10 steps, and then I go another 8. I came off the long run in Napier once for the Black Clash.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is what?
Yeah, about 18 steps.
18 steps.
20 meters probably.
And what's the speed difference there?
You'd probably go from 110 to 120 odd.
Yeah, I was going to say you were mid 120s, weren't you? Yeah, at your
my
peak?
No, at my peak I reckon I was a high 120s.
Okay.
Pushing
you
130.
That. Oh, yeah.
And then I just decided, listen, I don't want to get quicker, I want to get slower. So I just used to take all the pace off the ball and let the batter try and do all the work.
Yeah, because I guess if you're high 120s, that's neither here nor there, right? You either want to be slower or 140, right?
And John Bracewell sat down with me in my first ever tour, and he said to me, you know what, Grant, I think you should get slower. And I looked at him and I thought, get any slower, I'm going to be a spinner.
Yeah.
I didn't really believe him until the end of my career, where I was like, actually, he was right. I should have got slower.
Look at Chris Harris, basically turned into a leg spinner towards the end. Yeah. Well, I wish you all the best. I hope the calf holds up, and thank you very much for joining us on this beautiful sunny day.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Cheers.
Oh, what a get we have for the first time on the Cricketers Network. I very much hope it's not the last. With over 160 games for his country to his name, 3 Test centuries, 3 ODI centuries, and quite just one of the most colourful people ever to play the game, Lou Vincent. Welcome to the Cricketers Network.
Mate, if you saw the colour of my chest, mate, it's bright white. I don't think white's a colour.
Actually, I saw it before when you changed your shirt. There was quite a lot of red on there.
There's a keg, a red keg under the shirt, and you lose fitness as you get into your late 40s, and I admire the guys that stick with their gym and their running. But I don't know, I get allergic to the gyms.
But you're a builder.
Yeah, well, I guess
so that's a physical job.
Yeah, well, you know, like that.
Yeah.
And that. You know, so my biceps are good.
yeah. I've got a lot of builders in my family, and they certainly do both those things well.
I get to the fridge and back, I'm knackered. You know, so. Life's going all right. It's good to be here. Good to be down in Tauranga. I haven't been down here for a long time, so good to be down here and being invited back for the second year. I didn't embarrass myself too much the first invitation to the Black Clash in Christchurch. So yeah, it's great to be here, Ben, and I always admire your work and your comedy, and
thank you, mate.
Enjoy your company. So you're on the waters, which is a bit of a shame.
I am on the waters, but that's just because I've been away with friends and family for the last week.
Yeah.
On the Coromandel. So
that conditions you to date.
you would think so, wouldn't you?
So why aren't you?
Because I'm technically working here, Lou. This is technically my job.
Oh, you're not allowed to drink on the job.
Well, I can.
I'll employ you. You good on a hammer?
I'm okay on a hammer.
Yeah. Well,
That's all though. I tell you what I don't like, it's the measuring.
yeah, true that. Yeah.
Do you measure 3 times like you're supposed to?
Oh, my eyesight's absolutely day. Like
Right.
I have to like, yeah. Hey, amazing to have fallen in love with a sport that gave me so much enjoyment at each age group. You know, you're under 12s, you get your first Auckland tracksuit, and you go to the Milo tournaments, and you feel like, you know, you're wearing the tracksuit to bed to, you know, to get excited for the game. And you're out there the next day on a green seamer, and you're batting, and you know, you get to 30 runs, and you know, you get to the next level, and the year after, and you improve. You get better coaching, better advice, and next minute you're in the under 18s, and you're understanding scoring hundreds, you're understanding the gym, and then boom, it just rocketed straight to the New Zealand team. And then, as we know, when you're playing international sport, travelling the world, and you know, some of the cultures that you come across and the players that you idolise growing up, all of a sudden you're blessed to share the same field with them. And you know, cricket has given me so much enjoyment in my life. And you know, it's pretty public what happened to me, and it's a shame that you know, I did lose my head and lose my self-dignity in the professional world, and didn't deal with it as well as I should, and was easily dragged into a pretty dark, murky world of match fixing in India, and that, you know, that was the lesson in life I had to go through to understand that, you know, there is good and bad in the world, and unfortunately I was easily led down the bad way, and it's been a hell of a journey to bring it all back. And I think having these invitations to the Black Clash, to be around fellow professionals who have all, you know, had their honour of representing their country with a clean record, and to be associated with them, initially I was like, you know, I don't belong, but the guys have made me feel really welcome, and it's good to be here, and it's giving back, and it's providing entertainment, because we're in the entertainment business, and I've always wanted to be an entertainer, and it's been grateful to be given that chance to entertain again, you know. So
you certainly are. You're so open about it, Lou. This isn't your first interview where you're quite happy to talk about it. Is that something that has developed in you, or have you always been that way?
I think I've always been that way. That's probably why it led me down the path of you know, inconsistency. You know, when you are open, yeah, and you share how you're feeling, sometimes that's a bit of a cry out for a bit of, you know, attention or love, to say, hey, I'm in Sri Lanka here for 4 weeks, and week 3 I'm a bit homesick, so I'm not feeling very good, you know. And so you'd share that with the, you know, the coach and the management staff, and then you wonder why you get dropped, because they know that mentally you're not prepared for the game, and you go, oh, but I'm just being honest, but you know, all I want is just to feel like, you know, a bit of love, because, you know, it's taking obviously years of sitting on a couch talking and understanding it, but when you do have a low self-esteem, you know, you do seek attention and warrant that love, whereas some players are so blessed with that hardcore, like, mate, I love myself, I'm good at what I do, so I'm going to play the best I can and be a great player. So you've got to have that sort of that fine line makeup in your professionalism to be able to deal with that professional world. So yeah, I've always been open, and that's me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now, some part of your cricketing development is in Australia, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you reckon that kind of hardness, that the hardened cricketer thing where you can't talk about, is even worse over there?
I think the Aussies are pretty blunt.
They're very blunt.
But they believe in their skill, and I think that was one thing that came out of me spending 5 years over there, was like, you play on such good facilities, you're playing against top opposition, you're competing against your mate for that one spot in the team, but when you got picked ahead of him, he was always the first one over to you, say, well done, mate, you deserve that spot, I'm going to go away, work harder. Whereas in New Zealand, you kind of felt like the culture here was a bit like, oh, damn, I want you to fail because I don't want you to do well, because I want to get back in the team. So it's
right.
I think that's the mentality of the Australian sports, is like, I want you to do well, but I've got to do well to get you know, in the team with you, and so it's just good, and so therefore, how do you not?
They are annoyingly positive.
Yeah,
the
they're
Aussies,
great.
aren't they?
Yeah,
they are. You know, when you spend any time there, you're like,
Yeah.
you guys are quite happy.
Yeah, and I always remember, like, no, even if like Australia needed 100 runs with 2 wickets in hand, and some of the one days where we did really well,
They'll believe.
they would just, like, Michael Bevan would just dig in and like get that annoying 80 off 120 balls and get them over the line, and you just go. They just never stop believing that they won.
Well, Mike Hussey's playing for Team Rugby in this game that you're playing in tomorrow.
Oh, man.
You would have played a few games against him.
Oh, he was just annoying because he's just so good. He's just so
Mr. Cricket,
good.
right?
In fact, I remember a game at Eden Park, and Fleming threw me the ball because I was always bowling the nets, just talking up, sledging.
You used to keep a bit too, didn't you?
I just wanted to play. I just wanted to play. I loved the game. And I remember bowling, and I bowled one over at Eden Park, and it went for like 1 run. Like, they were smashing like 8 runs and over.
Nice.
1 run off the over, and I just like, home crowd. Yep, that's how you do it. Fleming threw me the ball for the second over, went for 23. Yeah. So that was
just sized you up.
That was Mike Hussey too. Just smashed me everywhere.
Now you've been doing a bit of content online. I follow you on all your forums, and a lot of it is recently has been about which bat you're going to use. So you've got these. You've got I think 10 bats, a dozen bats that you could use. One's from your debut, the sort of quite famous debut of Lou Vincent at Perth. 100 in the first, 50 in the second. New Zealand almost win that game.
Oh, great game. Unbelievable.
So, unbelievable game. I guess memories of that?
Oh, just like walking out to bat, taking the guard, looking up the umpire, yep, that's centre, scratching, looking back up and just seeing Glenn McGrath at the top of the mark, and like kind of looking around, not seeing any other Aussies, just going like this is cool, but where is everybody? And then sort of look behind me, and there's like 8 slips, and you got Mark Ward and Steve, Shane Warne just chewing the gum, saying, "Come on, Louis, give us a catch." And so I was sort of there, and next minute Steve Ward's in front of my face, just going, and he's like wrinkly skin, and he had the torn hat. It was just like,
cricketers don't age well, do they?
No. And he just went in a real subtle way. Everybody gets a duck in their first game, Lou, and or something along those lines anyway. And I just went, walked out to Mark Richardson, and I said, Steve Warder spoke to me. How cool is that? He knows my name.
You can't get starstruck with the opposition, can you?
The sledging didn't work. I was just like, I was in awe. And then first ball, I should have nicked the first ball, and I should have nicked 50 other balls and things. And it was just one of those days where the stars aligned, top edge is there. Oh, the best was when I was on about 60 or 70. And I've seen the footage, and I just crack up because Jason Gillespie was bowling, and he bowled this ball, and it sort of swung in, and it hit right in front of the stumps, hit my toe, but the bat came through, and it sort of ricocheted off my toe into the middle of the bat, and went past him for 4, and he was like, how? But the ball was going so fast, I was like, well, it can't have been off the pad, but if you slow it down, DRS, I was out, I was plumb.
Yeah, but no DRS back then.
No DRS back then, so.
So when you're in a zone like that, I always watched you as a cricketer, and you were either on or you weren't. I hope you don't take that the wrong way.
No, you can say.
And that day you were on, I mean, you basically had 100 in a session. As someone who is a quite a deep thinker, is it hard to not overthink it when you're in the zone?
Well, that's what happens when you are in the zone. It does dramatically slow down, and you feel this calmness of like the breeze and the ambience of the crowd, and you walk over there and you sort of tap the ground, and you come back, and then you go through your routine's a big part of any batsman, and you're and you get into that sort of rhythm, that routine, and watch the ball, and then you do some players can adjust to the speed of the ball, the light, the pitch a lot quicker than others, and but the longer you bat, the easier it gets. And some of those test matches that went 2 days in Australia, I sort of felt sorry for the groundsman who got reviewed poor wickets. Well, you look at some of the batting, and it's like, well,
that's right, it's
seaming around a little bit, just actually dig in a little bit and sort of get through that first, second session, and it does get easier.
Yeah, not a lot of those Harry Brook dismissals could be blamed on the pitch,
no,
I don't think.
No, but as we know, the game's changed a little bit.
It has. Oh, mate, look, I imagine it'll be a similar feeling tomorrow when you walk out for team cricket at Bay Oval.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Do you know where you're batting?
No idea. No, it's Nate's over there, so I might get a couple of beers into him and see if I can come in at sort of 8 or 9 or something like that when there's an over left. Yeah.
Well, it must be great, mate. I know you probably thought you'd never play cricket again, and to come back and play in front of probably a close to sold out, or if not sold out crowd, must be, you know, life affirming.
And the people that do know my story, you know, I do get criticism of like, you know, you don't deserve this, and I agree. I totally agree, and you know, but you know, I like to think that when people understand what I've been through is that I've done everything I possibly can to have given
to make
what I know to help the game, help behind the scenes, and not just cricket as well. I'm doing a lot of work with other sports to help educate young athletes of the traps of live sports on internet now. And when there's live sports, there's gambling. And when there's gambling, there's money. And when there's money, there's vulnerability because players will feel like they've owed this or they don't get paid enough. And so there's always good, and there's always good that comes out of anything bad. And I'm stoked to be invited tomorrow, and I'll do my very best.
Lou, you're always unapologetically you, and it is so refreshing, and thanks very much for coming on today.
Cheers, Ben. No,
thanks,
keep
mate.
up the good
Best of
work,
luck.
mate. Thanks,
Cheers.
mate. Cheers.
So for everyone else, I've done a big introduction, you know, how many games they played for New Zealand, you know, sort of their career highlights, but as you're on the show quite a lot, I'm not going to do that, but still.
Been there, done that.
Yeah. Still welcome to back to the Cricketers Network, Nathan McCullum, captain of Team Cricket.
Yeah, it's been thrown that again.
Now, other than the Black Clash, have you captained a cricket team ever in your entire life or career?
Yes, mate. Yes.
Have you?
Yeah, captained Otago for a couple of years.
Okay.
And yeah, a number of different teams been involved in. But
okay.
yeah, haven't captained the Black Caps.
No, you haven't captained the Black Caps.
But this is my biggest captaincy achievement.
Of course, I mean, arguably this is a better side than the Black Caps.
Well, arguably. Depends what turns up tomorrow, but let's see.
Yeah, now talking of that, Grant Elliott's carrying an injury. Have you heard about this?
Well, which one? He's got, it depends. He will always say he's got an injury and then he'll bowl everything, he'll run, he'll do whatever. So
He reckons he's got a short run and a long run.
So he still bowls the same pace, doesn't he?
Are you trying to tell us, in the very seat that you're sitting in right now, not 10 minutes ago, that he comes off the long run, he can touch run 30?
Do you know he used to be a fast bowler?
I mean, he's got the build of a fast bowler, right?
Wow.
Sort of.
Sort of. Let's not big him up too much.
But he's tall and skinny, lithe.
He used to be a fast bowler and then he came out to New Zealand and realised trying to bowl 150 is not smart.
Right.
So he looked after his body and now he bowls a bit of everything, doesn't he?
He does. So
Successfully.
Well, yeah. I mean, what a great all-round cricketer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Even with a calf injury. Now, as captain, one of the key things in the Black Clash is there's an over that you can play your joker on. Sort of the doubly wobbly, I believe, that's been coined, which goes for double runs. 2 questions. Do you think we should add this to the international game?
Yes.
And second question, when do you think you'll play it? Or is it sort of a by-ear type situation?
Probably the over after Tim Southee bowls.
Oh, right, okay. But hang on, isn't it Southee and Wags?
No, Wags is in our team.
And
Southee's in their
Southee's
team.
playing for rugby.
Yeah.
Oh, I got mixed up, okay. So your attack is Kyle Mills
Yes.
and Wags.
Wags.
They're your 2 main seamers.
Yep.
And then a number of spin options.
Yep. So we got Grant. You could call him a spin option.
Yeah.
Jesse.
Jesse, of course.
Jesse Ryder.
Yeah.
He's old golden nuts. He'll get a wicket in his first over, guaranteed.
Well, because he can bowl both. I was at a game in Queenstown that you played.
West Indies. We bowled
right.
20 overs in an hour. No, in 43 minutes, I think it was.
And he took a wicket bowling off spin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just a ridiculously
We
talented
tried
guy.
to get through before it rained.
That's it.
Up to him and Corey had smashed it everywhere.
Oh, that was their game, wasn't it? Yeah, okay. I don't know. For me, the most memorable part was him taking a wicket with off spin.
Not Corey's 36 ball 100.
No, God no. Everyone talks about that.
I think Jesse's was like a 50 ball 100.
It was.
Didn't get the highlight.
It was a good night that night.
Yeah, it was.
Afterwards.
Yes.
Yeah. Speaking of that, how many sort of days off do you give yourself after this 2-day, what is essentially a piss trip?
It's more what can I do afterwards. It's more the body. The body takes a few days to recover after.
Of course.
When you walk out there, you're 45, but your body and your mind doesn't remember that you're 45 when the ball was just out of your reach and you dive and you. So
yeah, that's the thing, because you love fielding, and you know that's the thing you're known to be really good at. And so I suppose.
Oh, is that it?
Well, no. No. Yeah, that's
They're gonna hold. They're gonna hold.
I'll dig myself out of this because I'm a professional. That's the thing that's going to be most obviously the thing that's changed since you stopped playing.
I'm going to dive around everywhere tomorrow now.
Now I need to see it. And I want to see that arm ball coming in at about 110.
Oh, I never got to that. It was only off the long run when I was bowling seamers.
Yeah. How do they manage to get every single blank clash down to about the last 2 balls?
Yeah, it's great competition, isn't it?
That'll be it.
There's players
so even.
Yeah, and there's players that stand up in those crucial moments, and the double over does bring things into context, because you can need a lot of runs, and all of a sudden you've taken 30 off an over without doing too much. So yeah, that certainly does bring it into a tighter game.
How annoyed will you be if you've got the ball and they call the double over?
I'll give it to someone else. I'll give it to Grant.
If they look at you, though, we're going to target the captain, and he's who I think is the greatest vulnerability.
Grant.
And that's when his calf will go.
Scarf,
oh, sorry, sorry, Skip. Look, thanks for your time. Everyone's waiting on the bus to go to the pre-match function, so I'll let you go. But Nathan McCullum, all the best.
Good to see you, man.
Cheers. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. 4 absolute legends of New Zealand cricket there, and amazing to get them all in one place, and pretty great for me to be able to nerd out about a couple of those moments, particularly Hamish Marshall and Lou Vincent. Just so honest, so raw. What a guy. We wish him all the best. Like, subscribe, auto download, all that stuff. I hope you enjoyed this Black Clash special. We'll be back next Friday with another edition of the Cricketers Network. We'll see you later.